Saturday. What do we do on Saturdays? So I love to rearrange my office space, but specifically when I have an objective, and that tends to be reserved for Saturdays. This has been a really long week. I'll go into more detail another time on that. It's been a long month. And if you've seen the GoFundMe that I put out and a lot of these other things, then you know a little bit about the story and what's happening. And if you don't, make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. That way you get the updates whenever the new videos come out, along with the stories of how this initiation of sorts unfolded. But today, the task at hand is to set up an in-person podcast setup. And that's going to begin with the desk. So when I ordered my desks, there was a mix-up. I only ordered one desk, and one thing led to another, and I received a second desktop, which I'll show you here in a minute. And what I'm going to be doing today is using an old base that I had from another desk and attaching this top and then rearranging this space so that I can do these in-person podcast interviews that are going to be part of this channel. So today, I'm going to bring you along for the ride, show you a little bit about how I'm putting these things together, how I'm going to adjust for lighting, and depending on how far we get in this one video today and how far I get in this build today, maybe even getting the actual audio and the mics and everything set up and doing a dry run. That way we can see not just how the space looks and how it's framed, but how it's gonna perform in a live setting. So I'm excited for you to come along for the ride. Let's go. Initially, when I had this desk, I got this piece of wood so it fits exactly to the base. Now, this desk that I currently have, that is from Uplift, is an Acacia inch and a half butcher block desk. And as you can see, I have two of them. Long story short is there was something missing on one of them. And so I was lucky enough to get two. So my thought currently is to attach this one. I'm super sheepish about fixing the base that's not meant for this base onto this one, like screwing holes in it. I think I'm gonna have to just get over it. And the other option is to just use this as the more portable mobile station. So I think I'm going to test that first and see how that looks. And then if need be, change it. Because I think this might actually just be the solution as is. So we're going to test that first. Okay, let's do it. So I think one of the not so great things about using what you have is you have to like make it fit into a space. This current desktop is clearly not going to work, in my opinion, for two people. So putting this on is obviously a gigantic project. And if it doesn't work, having to revert back. However, you don't know until you try some shit. So we're going to do this. And God willing, it works fantastic. Let's go. So this is basically what we're aiming for. We're going to have another person here, but this is the second desk. I'll show you the whole setup in a minute. And I'm using the Monitor Plus app to monitor this right now so I can see what's in frame. And there's some parts I want to level out and cut up. Yeah, I like how it has part of this. There's going to be another picture that goes up here, which I'm going to put up shortly. And then it's also going to have that same light. This same light that's up here is also going to be echoed over there. The challenge I see with this is to get enough practical lighting, but I think with those two lights, we're going to get it. And then I'm going to see if I can put another light there. I'm going to set that up as well just to see if it's too much, but I think it's literally going to be perfect. Let's find out. So the stand that I would normally use is MIA at the moment, which is very odd because I typically put everything back where it belongs. Typically is the key word. I think we always have the good intentions. However, that doesn't always translate to actions. So I think this is going to do the trick. This is already doing the trick. Yeah, that's going to work. So it's going to be a dark set, but I'm curious how that's going to work. And I can always adjust even just the ISO a little bit more to get a little bit, ooh, I'm not mad at that. I'm not a super big fan of the glare here, but I can somehow solve for that. I choose to know how that's going to happen. But so far I like it. I think this is going to be a great set for when I have a guest. And then when I'm just me, I'm most likely going to either be in a different spot or it was something different because the goal of the channel is to have versatility and to train different things because I believe that we have to develop range before we can go down one avenue. And so right now the objective is to develop range and to continue to create sets like this. You know what else would be really good is to have some type of a, it would have to be really high though, to have some type of a hair light. So our backs, oh my gosh, that would be phenomenal. My brain's reeling. All right, if I move this whole thing forward and then we have a hair light, that would be ace. So that actually is not that hard to achieve in this space. I could just get a boom stand and either a light tube or like a panel light, and that could be achieved in like just a couple $100, I believe. So I'm going to roll with what I have as this unfolds, and then I'll continue to add pieces and improve the set as I can. The goal is not to overcomplicate it. The goal is to use what I have currently and then to build from there. So that's what we got. So this is the setup. This is my main desk where I do work, obviously, editing, all the things. And I need to find a way to have this stuff. I do have this one file cabinet that turned into a storage. And then I have these two drawers down here. So if I can't solve for storage that way, I'm going to get a piece that's going to go right here. And then when I do the interviews, I'm going to move it where I'm standing. But this is just one lantern. And then for practical lights, we have the light above the art. We have this, which doesn't show up in frame, but it does add to it. And then I'm still deciding if I'm going to keep this here or not. But this is literally just what I attached today. That picture in the corner over there is going to go up on the wall above the light switches with another one of these LED Bluetooth lights, which can be adjusted for brightness. And I really like the way this came out. I think this is going to be a fantastic way to reintroduce the pod into the mix for YouTube and to be able to really help people that I love and who have key information that's helped me along my journey, but also to support you in building your business, but also building you as an individual. And so this is time to wrap up the video. And this is the part where I'm still working on. So if you like this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for more. Still working out what these are going to be moving forward, but this is literally following my journey as I'm building what it is to be my 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 version of my business and how I'm going to be doing what I used to call coaching moving forward, which I am now calling a guidance business. I did not come up with that term. I did get it from somewhere. And so as a videographer, as a filmmaker, and as a guide, showing you the steps that are required to feel confident to some degree. For me, I love having everything look really crispy and clean. And so when budget allows, working towards building these things out and doing it in real time and just showing you as I'm doing this along the way. So again, if you like this, like the video, subscribe for more. Subscribe to the newsletter if you want to get more insights that I only share in email. And thank you so much for tuning in today. and I'll see you soon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so Ellie and Britley, her friend, my friend, our friend, inspired me to develop a relationship with Christ and with God and with Jesus and with the Bible and with my faith, period. And I have found so much freedom through this conversation, where the irony is, I thought it was the opposite. Yep. I thought it was this